budget-friendly bathroom upgrades that actually make a difference. A bathroom renovation doesn't have to mean weeks of construction and an invoice that makes you question your decisions. Some of the most satisfying changes come from knowing which details actually carry a room and which ones drag it down. In Manhattan apartments, the constraints are real. Square footage is limited, building rules govern what can be touched, and the gap between a bathroom that feels considered and one that feels like a rental unit is often smaller than people expect, which means the choices matter more, not less. 1. Hardware and fixture updates. Hardware is the fastest way to change a bathroom without touching anything structural. Builder-grade chrome faucets read as generic the moment you've seen enough bathrooms. Replacing them with matte black, brushed nickel, or unlacquered brass shifts the entire feel of the space for a fraction of what most people assume. The same logic applies to cabinet pulls, towel bars, and toilet paper holders. When these share a finish, the bathroom reads as intentional. When they don't, even a well-appointed space feels slightly off in ways that are hard to name but easy to feel. A showerhead upgrade changes the daily experience of the shower without any structural work. One practical note for co-op and condo residents: if your building runs on a shared water supply, confirm with building management before swapping any fixture. Most buildings have no objection, but it's a 5-minute conversation worth having early. 2. Lighting and mirrors. Bathroom lighting is one of the most underinvested areas in renovation and one of the highest return opportunities for a targeted change. Vanity lighting that illuminates the face rather than the top of the head changes how the room actually functions. Warm-toned LED bulbs shift the atmosphere of a space compared to the flat, cool light that comes standard in most fixtures. A mirror with integrated backlighting creates depth and looks more expensive than it typically is. Even replacing a basic frameless mirror with one that has some visual weight, a substantial frame, an interesting shape, a backlit edge, gives the eye somewhere to land and makes the wall feel resolved. Battery-operated LED strips behind a mirror or beneath a floating vanity add ambient warmth without any electrical work. In buildings where rewiring requires permits and board approval, this is one of the cleanest options available for bathroom design and renovation. 3. Paint and creative treatments. A color decision that actually commits does more for a bathroom than the same room in contractor beige. Small spaces often reward stronger choices because the commitment is contained. A deep warm white, a soft clay, a muted sage, any of these lands differently than the default. One thing worth saying directly for Manhattan renters: peel and stick tiles and removable wallpaper are often pitched as easy, consequence-free solutions. In practice, most leases and co-op building rules restrict wall and floor modifications even when materials are marketed as removable. Review your lease or alteration agreement before applying anything. The cost of restoring original finishes usually exceeds whatever the upgrade was worth. For owned apartments where surface work is permitted, a focused tile detail, a shower niche, an accent wall behind the vanity delivers a strong visual return for a relatively modest scope of work. These renter-friendly or owner-appropriate solutions are ideal for NYC apartment renovation projects when chosen carefully. Accessories and finishing touches. Coordinated towels, a quality soap dispenser, a small tray on the vanity. These details don't transform a bathroom, but they complete one. When the hardware is cohesive and the lighting is considered, accessories signal that the space is finished rather than still in progress. Plants that genuinely tolerate humidity, pothos, snake plants, certain ferns, bring organic warmth that objects can't replicate. They also soften a room that's otherwise all hard surfaces. The consistent thread in budget bathroom upgrades that actually work: consistency in finish, quality in what you touch every day, and restraint in everything else. This thoughtful approach often delivers more lasting satisfaction than high-cost, trend-driven renovations. High-impact, low-cost upgrades. Swap out dated hardware, faucets, pulls, towel bars, and a shared finish. Upgrade vanity lighting or swap to a backlit mirror for immediate impact. Focus budget on statement mirrors or updated lighting fixtures. Which upgrades deliver the most noticeable change for the least money? Hardware first, lighting second. Swapping faucets, cabinet pulls, and towel bars for a cohesive set in one finish changes the character of a bathroom faster than almost anything else. Replacing a dated fixture or switching to warm LED bulbs shifts the whole atmosphere of the room. After those two, a mirror upgrade and coordinated accessories close the loop without requiring any structural work. I rent my Manhattan apartment. What can I actually do? Read your lease before doing anything. Most NYC leases prohibit modifications to walls, floors, and plumbing without landlord permission, including materials marketed as removable. Hardware swaps you can reverse before moving out, freestanding accessories, plants, and new towels are generally safe. Paint requires explicit approval in most cases. When in doubt, ask in writing. The cost of restoring an unauthorized modification usually exceeds whatever the upgrade was worth. For a straightforward swap that doesn't alter the plumbing, most buildings don't require formal approval. That said, co-op buildings with shared water systems sometimes have preferences about flow rates and fixture types. A quick check with building management takes 5 minutes and removes any ambiguity. When is it worth spending more, and when should I keep it simple? Spend on anything you use daily and anything expensive to replace if it fails. Faucets, shower systems, and moisture-resistant surfaces around wet areas are worth the investment. Keep it simple on decorative accessories, trend-driven finishes, and anything you'd realistically want to change in a few years anyway. How do I make a small Manhattan bathroom feel bigger without a full renovation? A large mirror spanning most of the vanity wall does most of the work. Warm layered lighting removes the flat shadowiness that makes small rooms feel compressed. Keeping the floor in one continuous tile, rather than breaking it up with a rug or border, extends the visual plane. Wall-mounted fixtures free up floor space and make the room feel less cluttered, even when nothing about the footprint has changed. What's the most common mistake with budget bathroom upgrades? Inconsistent finish. Replacing the faucet in matte black and leaving chrome towel bars creates friction that's subtle but persistent. The eye notices mismatched hardware, even when you can't consciously name why the room feels unfinished. Pick one finish before buying anything and apply it across every hardware element in the room. It costs nothing extra and makes a real difference.